Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Eldritch Horror and Masks of Nyarlathotep, where we're just about to start episode 5. But before we do, we've got some things to go through from last turn. The only error I made specifically was regarding Preston. He got a back injury, he had to get rid of all of his items but one. He kept the carbine rifle, if you recall. Well, he got rid of his skeleton keys. And he shouldn't have done, because these are a trinket. They're only very small, so even though he had a back injury, he would have been able to carry them. So he actually keeps his skeleton keys, so we'll give him those back. I've dug them out of the discard. So there we go, there are your skeleton keys back. Preston. The other discussion that's been going on is regarding the Mythos card, which was Spa Resort Weekend, an event. Now, I chose to lose 1 health and 1 sanity and gain a talent condition because none of my investigators could recover 1 health and 1 sanity. Now, general feeling seems to be that we could have chose the first one, even if we didn't recover 1 health and 1 sanity. And, you know, fair enough, okay. But I want a bit of discussion about it because, again, what we're seeing here is Fantasy Flight Games and their inconsistency with their cards, and it's something that you've got to be aware of. It does happen. Now, a big thing about Fantasy Flight Games, especially the Arkham Files games, is keywords. And keywords are very important. An example of a keyword is may. When it says may on a card, it's giving you a choice, saying, well, you can either do this or not do it. This card does not have may on it anywhere. And that suggests to me that it's not a choice. Yeah? Other than you can resolve one of the following effects. But you've got to resolve it. Yeah? And it depends what resolve means. Essentially, it could be written clearer, is what I'm saying. I'm prepared to admit that perhaps we could have done recover 1 health and 1 sanity, and then, oh, we don't have to, you know, fair enough. But really, it should be written better. It should have may on here. I know there are Mythos cards that have the keyword may on them, so there is no reason for it not to be on here. So if it had put may recover 1 health and 1 sanity, gone, oh right, that's fine. It's 1 extra word, it should be on there. Similarly, say you may lose 1 health and 1 sanity and gain 1 talent condition. That is inconsistent. It should be better, yeah? When it doesn't have may on it, it makes it sound like you have to do it, and if you can't fulfill it, then you have to do the other one. Yeah, we're going to stick with what happened, but be aware of that in Eldritch Horror, Arkham Horror to an extent, and probably the 3rd edition, and Mansions of Madness and Elder Side and all of them. They do tend to have inconsistent text. So, as I say, really, if you don't have to recover 1 health and sanity, it should have the word may in there. If you don't have to lose 1 health and 1 sanity and gain a talent condition, it should have the word may in there. It did not. Shame on you, FFG. If you didn't have to do any of those, you should have put the keyword in. And to all those idiots who are still C when they're defending FFG, like, oh, you've got to really keep, you know, the text down, it saves money. 2 words, come on. Don't be so stupid. Right, anyway, let's carry on. Was there anything else? Oh yes, a couple of other things that I got wrong. I did flash up something to say, you know, Agatha could have just decided not to fight the monster. She would have had to fight the monster because she'd actually stopped in Antarctica. Where I was getting confused was you can actually dodge monsters in Eldritch Horror. Say you're travelling through, say she was going from Sydney to Buenos Aires, she could have travelled through the Antarctica and not fought the monster. In Arkham Horror 2nd edition, for example, if you pass a monster on a space, you've got to evade them. You don't have to do that in Eldritch. That's where I was getting confused there. So she would have had to fight it anyway. And seeing as I did that, no harm done, apart from to Agatha. But so that was fine, and I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so after the clarifications, we can get on with the game. Turn 5 coming up, and that means the action phase. And here we are at the action phase. Who is going to be our first player? Well, as you may have guessed, it's not going to be Agatha because she's not even in shot. So it's going to be either Carson, Daniela or Preston, and it's going to be Daniela. Daniela is going to go first. So what's she going to do? Well, we don't want to move her because we want to pick up that clue. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to rest. So remember, she's down a sanity and she's down a health. She's going to pick those back up by having a nice little rest. So we'll dig those out. And because of her passive ability, when she's resting, she can also gain a resource. So she's going to gain a resource. But she's not only going to gain a single resource, she's going to gain 2. The reason she's going to gain 2 is Preston is now a philanthropist. And it means that anybody who gathers a resource can gather another one. They don't have to be on the same space as Preston. So it's more of a case of, you know, when you're gathering resources, people know that you're a friend of Preston, the famous philanthropist, and you get a bit extra. So she ends up with 2 of these resources, as well as her health and sanity. So we'll put those onto her player tray, which is great because that is 2 potential clues. Now, we're not going to turn them into clues straight away because there is something else I want to do. I want to gain a focus. So Daniela will also gain a focus. That should help out with her trying to pick up this clue. So that is it for Daniela. She's gained a focus. She's rested. Not only has she got health and sanity back, she's also got 2 resources with a helping hand from Preston. That's it for her. Next up is Agatha. And here we are with Agatha. Now, I had to have a real think about Agatha. She's only on 1 health, which is really, really tricky. But she does have 2 clues. So what I've decided is we will stay and we will try and kill this wraith. The reason being, it's now the action phase. So we can use the ritual, which is Call the Storm. So let's have a look. Now, this is the reason why I've stayed, because this is quite a strong spell. Action. Choose a monster on your space. Well, it's the Wraith. And we test our Law -1. And if we pass, the chosen monster loses 3 health. Now, it's already lost 1. And it's only got a toughness of 3, so we can kill it. Now, she's pretty good at Law. Well, I hope she is anyway. This is a spell effect. So... oh, I've knocked her over. I hope that's not. I hope that's not an omen. She does have the Grotesque Compendium, and this is a spell. So we gain +4 when resolving spell effects, and each 6 we roll, well, that counts as 2 successes. So brilliant stuff. So we'll put that there. So that will give her 9 dice. But it's Law -1, so it's down to 8. So we're going to roll 8 dice. Now, you'll all be aware of my crap rolling with these dice. So what I've done is, I think I've mentioned this several times, if dice do not perform, I always swap them out. If they do perform, like roll 5s and 6s, then I keep them. Those dice that I've been using, well, they just weren't up to snuff. When I originally bought all these dice, you know, like those white ones I've just shown you and the blue ones and what have you, it was primarily because they're quite easy to see and my eyes aren't the best. But consequently, I got loads of them. So all those that were underperforming so terribly, well, what I've done is I've put them in my dice prison. So here's my collection of various dice, and yes, all the ones that were really crappy, they've been put in there to think about their poor performance. I've popped them all in there, and I swapped out some of the other 36 that I'm going to use. and they've been in there a while too, so they better buck up or they're going back in. So we've got 8 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see if these new dice do the trick. So as many successes as possible. Look at that, that's it, that's fantastic. We've got 3. So we've got 3 5s. So that is more like it. Keep it up. But that's what we should be getting when we're rolling 8 dice. We should be getting about 3 successes. So we've passed. The chosen monster loses 3 health. That means we've killed the wraith. Now we could also get rid of, if we still have the curse condition, we could discard it, but nobody's got one. But I'm happy just to discard it back into the bag. So let's get rid of that and put the stand down here. So Call a Storm has worked, but what else we've got to do is obviously flick this card. We got 3 successes. Resolve the effect based on your test result. Well, we got 3, so that's 2+. The Raging Tempest hungers for another victim. Another monster on your space loses 3 health. That's good. That is very good. Then flip this card. So nothing bad happened. What I was... what? I don't know what it is for 0 and what have you. I didn't look, but what I was worried about was getting no successes and it says lose health because we'd have snuffed it. But as it stands, we actually passed. So that is brilliant. So we don't need Instill Bravery because... oh no, that was losing sanity, wasn't it? What was it? Oh, it was Resilient. We might have had to use Resilient to try and stop ourselves losing health. But that's cool. Now, we've used the Grotesque Compendium. And we'll put those back in a minute because she's still got a second action. What is a second action? Well, she's going to rest, obviously, because she's only got 1 health. So that will get her a health and a sanity. So that is brilliant. We'll so she's back up to 7 sanity and she's got 2 health. I'll just check Resilient. No, that's okay. It was just in case we got a bit extra there, but we don't. However, we do have the Arcane Tome, which I believe does something when we rest. Item Tome, +2 law when resolving spell effects. We didn't use this because obviously we were using the Grotesque Compendium, so you use the highest. But just below that, when you perform a rest action, you may test law. If you pass, gain 1 spell. So we may as well see if we're going to get a spell. Now, this isn't a spell effect. Yeah, it's just a bog standard law test. So we're just going to be rolling 5 law. We're not getting the +4 from the Grotesque Compendium. So we'll roll those 5s again. And hopefully we'll be able to pass and get ourselves another spell. So here we go. Come on. 3 6s. Oh yes. Swap your dice out, kids. Swap them out if they're not performing. So we've passed this. This means we get a spell. So we're going to get a Glamour on a 1 or a 2, an Incantation on a 3 or a 4, and a Ritual on a 5 or a 6. So let's roll. See what we get. We get a 2, which is a Glamour. I'm not a big fan of Glamours, but we're stuck with it now. Oh, come on, get up. So here are our Glamour spells. Problem with Glamours is they're sort of on all the time, and they all have reckonings, as you can see. So while some of them can be quite powerful, they also can have powerful drawbacks, which is, you know, the idea behind spells really in Cthulhu games. But all the same, you know, I prefer incantations and rituals. Right, so let's see what spell we get. Pick it off the bottom. Enchanting Grace spell. Glamour. Once per round, when you would lose health, prevent 2 of that health loss. Test law and flip this card on. That's on the Reckoning. Right. Okay, so it's another way for her to stop losing health, which is good, seeing as she's only on 2 health. So put that on her player tray. And that is it for her. So she managed to use the Call the Storm, and the Storm managed to get rid of the Wraith. Then she is rested, so she's on 2 health. Because she's resilient and she's just got that enchanting grace, we might go for the Antarctica Gate. What I was thinking is, what's next? It's the Green Comet next on the Omen. So I was thinking about just going back to Sydney, perhaps resting first, go next turn, and then coming back. Or staying in Antarctica and just doing a generic sea encounter and not going in the gate. The reason for that is if you go in a gate, you know, we might lose 2 health, and I don't want her to die. I couldn't face seeing Wilbur if she snuffed it. But she has got a bit of backup there as regards her health. What with the Instill Bravery, oh no, it's not there. Sorry, with Resilient and now Enchanting Grace. I've got it in my mind that Instill Bravery is saving health. It's sanity that saves. So, yes, we might go in the gate now. Okay, that is it for Agatha. After Agatha, it is Carson. And here we are with Carson, who's still with Daniela. What is he going to do for his first action? He is going to trade. Remember, he's got funky trade action. And he is going to trade his spells. So he's got Feed the Mind and Wither, plus the Mystic Scroll and the Secret Page. And these all help with the casting of spells. So he's going to actually trade these with Daniela. So she's got better law. She's got a law of 3, so she may as well have these. So we'll pop those onto Daniela's player tray. And I think what he'll take in return, he will take the Eye of Light in return. The reason for that is she's only got 2 Eldritch tokens. So let's give it to Carson, who's got 3. And he may be able to get rid of get rid of a couple of those. And we're looking to get them to Sydney as well. And we need to get rid of a few Eldritch tokens off Agatha as well. So we'll give it to Carson. So he'll get that in return. And having done that trade action, he's able to do another action immediately afterwards. Doesn't count as an action, it's just sort of tacked on. And what he's going to do is he's going to use the Holy Water. Remember the Holy Water he got? He's going to, as an action, he's going to discard the card, choose an investigator on his space to gain a bless condition. Yes, he's going to bless Daniela. Remember, we need her to pick up this clue. So we'll discard the Holy Water. Pop it up there. Get the boon conditions. Whoop. Give them a quick shuffle and a cut, and we'll get the first blessed condition off the bottom. There's one here somewhere. Oh, come on, there. So she's blessed. Pop that back in there. Oh, excellent. Hasn't she done well? So Daniela, as well as getting a few spells and a few items, she is also blessed, which, let's hope it helps us get that clue when during the encounter phase, because that is the plan. We need clues to move on the adventure, remember. Right, so he's done his trade action, and he's also blessed Daniela. As part of that, he's allowed to take another action after a trade. So he's still got 1 action left. What's he going to do with his final action? Well, he's actually going to move, because we need, I think the idea is, let's get to space 17 and try and pick that clue up as well. Once we get 2 research encounter clues that we've put onto the adventure, we can move the adventure on. So unfortunately he doesn't have a train ticket, so we can't get there straight away. But let's get him going in that direction. So he's moved to Istanbul. There we go. Excellent. that is it for Carson's go, and our final investigator this turn is Preston. And here we are with Preston. Preston's not going to go anywhere. We want to shut this Tunguska gate because it's a green comet gate, and that's coming up. Well, maybe, maybe not. It depends what colour Mythos card we get, but we definitely want to make sure we close this gate. So, because he's not moving, what's he going to do? He could gather resources, but he's not going to. Remember, he did lose a health and sanity by gaining that talent condition, so he may as well rest and get those back. So he's rested. And after all, you know, he had a back injury last turn. So after losing all his items and everything, he's probably thought, let's rest up a bit. So he's done that. And he still has one action. What's he going to do for his final action? Again, he's not going to gather resources this time. What he's actually going to do is he is going to gain a focus. So let's have a re-roll for him trying to shut the gate in the Otherworld encounter. So we'll just pop that onto his player tray, and that is it for Preston. So yeah, I think we'll have Preston and Agatha try to shut their respective gates, and Daniela's going to do that research encounter, and we'll just decide if Carson does a generic city or an Istanbul encounter. We'll see. Okay, that is it for the action phase. Next up, it is the encounter phase. And here we are at the encounter phase, and Daniela, yes, she's going first. So we've got the old dice tower out, and we've got the research deck, because that's what she's doing. She's after that clue. So let's see what we're going to get. We'll do a quick cut, and hopefully Daniela will be able to do the business. That single card, yes it is. So we're in the wilderness. The black of night falls heavily upon your shoulders, seeking entry into your being. Ooh, that's a bit nasty. You have kept it at bay for so long, but with how complicated things have become, you cannot help but wonder which path to take. You may gain a corruption condition to gain this clue and one additional clue. What a crappy card. What a crappy card. So, but we need 2 clues, don't we? And yes, actually, we're going to gain the corruption condition because we're blessed, and we might be able to do something with the blessing to sort of get rid of it. Well, but yes, if we gain this clue and one additional clue, we can actually solve the adventure, I think. So I think it's worth it. Don't like corruption conditions, but yeah, let's go for it. Oh, this is a horrible, horrible card. I haven't had... I know corruption conditions aren't good, but I haven't actually had one yet. Okay, we're going to do it. Right, so we'll pick up this clue. We're getting an additional clue, and that additional clue is an effect. Yeah, it's on this card. It says we get an additional clue along with a corruption condition. So we're doing it. Despite what anybody might say, I say that that is definitely an effect of this card. So we're getting that one. And we are also getting another one. So where's the bag? So picked up another clue. Well, this one, that was the one I had hold of. So we get that one. Both of these clues, while I think on, let's just have a look at, these are the adventures. After you resolve a research encounter, you may spend any number of clues gained from that encounter, yes, to place those clues on this card. Where there are clues on this card equal to or greater than half, so of the investigators, so 2, we have completed this adventure. That's gone. We'll put it to the back. We'll go through the second part in a minute. So these get discarded. Right, so we've done that, and we need a corruption condition, which I believe is a Bane. So I'll just dig those out. Let me just check it's in the Bane deck. Is there a corruption in here? Yes, there are corruption conditions in here. So we'll give it a quick shuffle and a cut. And then we'll just go through till we get a corruption condition. Cursed, haunted, blight, cursed, haunted, 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 cursed, blight, blight. Come on, corruption. Right, we got there in the end. So this is a Bane. You may gain 1 Eldritch token to re-roll 1 die when resolving a test. If you would gain a boon condition, discard this card instead. Well, we've already got one. On Arachnin we gain 1 Eldritch token, then flip this card. Bad. Right. So we've got that along with her blessing, which is a bit of a downer. If I'd known that, I wouldn't have blessed her. Because we'd have been able to get rid of it, wouldn't we, with the holy water. But, yes. But can't see into the future, so there we go. We have got 2 clues, and we have moved on the adventure. We'll check that. I'll just put these back. Won't be a second. Let's see what we've got to do for the second part of the adventure. Oh, I hope I've done the right thing with that corruption condition. Right. Beneath the sands of the Australian outback is a city of ancient unknown origin. You have tracked Houston and his cult to that location and seek to uncover the city's secrets. When this card enters play, place an adventure token on space 21. There's an adventure token. We'll put it on space 21. You'll see it later. It's just out of shot at the moment. When this adventure is completed, draw the Hour of the Sandbat adventure. As an encounter on space 21, so we've got to get there, it's difficult to get to as well. You may explore the city beneath the sands by resolving a city beneath the sands special encounter. So we're using those special encounters again. After you resolve a city beneath the sands special encounter, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to or greater than only half the investigators this time, complete this adventure. So we might be able to whiz through that. I wonder why it's only half. It was full, wasn't it, for the pyramid one? It might be because it's so difficult to get to, space 21. It might be giving you a bit of time back, I suppose. But that's what we've got to do. Put that back over here. So well done, Daniela. Taking one for the team, taking that corruption condition. And you have moved on the adventure again, so that is good. We've really whizzed through these adventures, and yes, hopefully that corruption condition will not prove to be our downfall. Okay, right, that's it for her. Next up, it is Agatha. And here we are with Agatha. As you can see, I left those dice out from last time, which did so well for her. So she's in Antarctica. What's she going to do? She's going to try and close the gate. We're going to go for it. So let's get the Otherworld Encounter deck, which I forgot to get ready. And we'll pop it here. We'll do a cut. And let's see what we get. Oh, she's going to the Plateau of Leng by the look of it. A robed figure tells you that he's going to devour you and use your soul to fuel his arcane might. No, that's not very nice, is it? I'd go so far to say as that's pretty rude. You want to run away, but as you listen to his words, you feel a cold paralysis overtake you. You struggle to resist the effects of his spell, so that's a will test. What is her will? Her will is 2, which is pants. Is there anything that will help her? Is there anything that will help her? No, everything she's got are essentially law bonuses. She does have 2 clues though, so we've got re-rolls. Right, so she's going to roll 2 of these, so let's take these 2 6s. And let's see if she can pass. Come on, Aggie, you can do it. A 5. Yes! Well done, kid. So we've passed that. You strike the wizard, disrupting his magic. Yes, the good old brolly. The portal starts to fade. Running towards the portal, something gets caught on your clothes. Observation. What? Her observation is 3, which isn't bad. So 1, 2, 3. Out of the way. Come on, come on, Agatha, you can do it. Come on. Another 5, yes. Brilliant. If you fail, we did not fail. If you fail, you don't notice the Amulet of the Hound. What the hell's the Amulet of the Hound got to do with it? Gain a hunted condition. Whether you pass or not, close this gate. Oh, right. The Amulet of the Hound must sort of catch on to you, and you become hunted by the Hound, perhaps. Whether you pass or not, we close the gate. We did pass. We don't get a hunted condition. Top banana. Let's put these back. We have closed the gate. Always good. And you can get rid of that. Just pop it off its stand and knock it, put it on top of Sydney because we've closed it. Put it on the Sydney gate. If you remember, we did have a gate at Sydney. We've popped it on top of there. And yes, that's it, isn't it? Well done, Agatha. I think what she can do, obviously, start of next turn. Hopefully the Mythos phase isn't going to be too bad. But if it isn't, if she's still alive, then she can rest again and then move to Sydney. Because, obviously, we want to get towards that space 21 and she's not too far away. So that went pretty well. Thanks there to George, who was encouraging me to actually take that Wraith on. I was a bit like that, whether to do it. But I thought, yeah, let's go for it. And groovy, it's worked out. Right, that's it for Agatha. She's done her encounter. Next up, it is Carson. And here we are with Carson in Istanbul. So, do we do a generic city or an Istanbul encounter? Istanbul, you can increase your influence. Now, he has increased his influence once, but he could increase it again. Increase it to 5. So, yeah, let's go for it. We're going to go for it, and we're going to have an Istanbul encounter. So, won't be a second while I dig out the deck. And obviously we'll just do a cut, save a bit of time. Istanbul, where are you? At the bottom. Legend says that Hecate granted the city wealth and protection. In an ancient underground chamber you find a statue of the goddess. You may gain a dark pact condition to gain a promise of power condition and improve influence. I'm not taking a dark pact condition. I get a load of hassle for this. I never ever take dark pact conditions unless it's right near the end of the game. We've still got an adventure and a bit to go. If it was the last part of the adventure, then perhaps I might do it. The fact is, dark pact conditions are just horrible, and I don't like them, so I don't take them. I mean, we've got a promise of power and, you know, that increase in influence, but no, I just do not like dark pacts. So we're not doing that. It was you may, we are not. But not too bad, because it means nothing bad happened, which is always good in this game. Right, so Carson has had his encounter. After Carson, it is Preston. And here we are with Preston. So I've remembered to get the other world deck out this time, and we've also picked out a few other things that may help him. The focus token he's got, and he has the skeleton keys. Remember, he got his trinket back because he didn't have to get rid of it, and that gives us, we can add 1 to any die. So it's like being blessed for this particular encounter, because a 4 will be good enough. A 4 plus 1 is a 5, which will be a success. Okay, so let's do a quick cut, see what we get, and come on. Come on. We are going to the Great Hall of Celiano. You encounter an elderly version of yourself who claims to have spent years studying in the library. Your other self shows you several obscure books and tries to teach you a lifetime of occult knowledge. Law is not his strong point. Yes, he has a law of 2. Damn. So his law of 2 minus 1 is a single die. We do have the re-roll, and we need to get a 4 or better on one of these rolls. Come on. Come on, these new dice. Let's be having it. A 3. That's not good enough. So we'll get rid of that and re-roll it. Come on. Another 3. God, pants. So we've failed. God, you're rubbish, Preston. You really are rubbish. Buddy, 50 chances you had there, and you blew it. Right, we've failed. Speaking to your future self is too bizarre to endure. Gain a madness condition. Oh, madness. Here they are. Right. There we go. Right, so it's just whatever's on the bottom. Hallucinations. Condition. Madness. When you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, discard the card. On a reckoning, we test will. Whoop. Sorry about that. Tripped over the camera. Give him his hallucination condition, and we need to put these madness conditions back. Oh, they just... Preston. What are you doing to us? You try to do as the other you instructs, a will test. Oh, we might still have a chance. Will test is 3, so he's got 3 dice. Oh. Don't get the skeleton keys back. We haven't used them yet. So, a 4. Come on, man. Oh, a 5. So, he passed anyway. Oh. If you pass, you succeed. Close this gate. We're not interested in the fail, because we didn't fail, because we're amazing. So we did close the gate. Oh. So we've done really well on closing gates this turn. Unfortunately, it sent him doolally, and he's suffering hallucinations, but he has managed to close the gate. There you go. Well done, Preston. Could have done it a little bit better, but we'll let you off because you've actually managed to shut that gate. We'll keep this out here because it's going to be the laugh and chuckle phase next. Give him his skeleton keys back. Well, all's well that ends well. He's got hallucinations, but he has managed to shut the gate, so that's great news. Okay, next up, laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. Okie dokie, the Mythos phase. We love it. We absolutely love it. Oh, we're in the second stage now of the Mythos phase. So I think, just checking Nyarlathotep's card here. Yes, it's going to be either, we've got 2 green cards coming up, 3 yellow cards and 1 rumour. Yeah, during the next, is it 6 cards? Yep. So, there you go. Most probably going to get a yellow card here. Hopefully not the blue room. Oh, and there's the adventure token that we've placed on space 21. As you can see, it's a bit out of the way. Right, so we may as well find what we're going to get. Let's lift off this card. And brilliant. Tentacles. It is yellow, and it's a tentacle card. Right, so that means we're going to have to move the omen, first of all. So let's do that. The omen goes onto a green comet, But that's fine, because we got rid of the Tunguska Gate, so we don't have to move Doom down. So that's good. And yes, Reckoning City has commenced. Let's get my little card that tells me what to do. So, monsters. We do have a Reckoning on a cultist. I think this moves. It does move, doesn't it? Let's just check. This is the only monster we've got left. Oh, got to use the information off the sheet. Idiot! So, get Nyarlathotep's sheet. Just check cultist. Right. Ah. Yeah, it's got a reckoning. Oh no, doesn't move. Doesn't say anything. Yeah, this is all for when you fight it. If you fail the will test, gain a corruption condition. If you already have a corruption condition, gain an Eldritch token instead. But nothing about actually moving. Where have I got that from? Some monsters do move when there's this. The reckoning thing on here is the investigators as a group gain Eldritch tokens equal to half of the investigators. So we're going to have to do that next anyway. I don't think there's anything then that happens to the cultist. Actually thinking about it now, I am a bit rusty, bit jam. I think cultists always have the reckoning symbol on. Just it depends on the ancient one. Some of the ancient ones do have a reckoning for cultists. Nyarlathotep obviously doesn't. So we'll put that back. But we still need 2 Eldritch tokens. Where are we going to pop them? Well, I think because our friend Carson has the Eye of Light, doesn't he? I think he... Once per round, you may spend 1 Eldritch token to re-roll 1 die when resolving a test. We didn't do a re-roll with him, did we? But we'll definitely give Carson one, because hopefully he'll be able to use that as a re-roll. So he's up to 4. Who else are we going to give one to? We will give one to Preston. So Preston's on 3 now, and Carson's on 4. I don't want to give Agatha any more. She's already got 4. And Daniela, because she's got that corruption condition, I'm not very keen on giving her an extra Eldritch token either. So we've done the monster, we've done the ancient one. Mythos cards, well, we don't have a rumour, so that's cool. And now it's possessions and conditions. So first of all, we are looking at Daniela. Oh, she's got that corruption. And she's blessed. We're going to do the corruption first, because it means she can use her blessed dice. And you may gain 1 Eldritch token to well, we haven't done that. Yes. Gain 1 Eldritch token and then flip this card. So we don't even get a roll. So she's up to 3 Eldritch tokens. Oh, we've got to flip the card. I'm going to flip the card. If it's hopefully it'll be a roll. If it is, we're still blessed, remember. You may gain a dark pact condition to discard all of your Eldritch tokens. A constant fog permeates your thoughts. Resolve each effect that applies based on the number of Eldritch tokens that you have. Right. She's got 3. Do we get a dark pact condition? Oh, 3's bad, isn't it? Oh, what a horrible card. 3 is bad. I'm not getting a dark pact condition. So we've got 3 plus. Discard 1 talent condition or 1 improvement. Oh, that's not too bad. We've got loads. So we'll get rid of quick study. Remember this one we got. So quick study has gone. We'll put it back. Where are the talents? They're over there. So put it in the middle of those. Yep, so she's got rid of a talent condition. Yeah, that'll do. And then we flip the card back. It's okay. We'll deal with that. Now we've got to roll for her blessing and just hope we don't get a 1 or a 2. Come on. We get a 4, brilliant. We get to keep it. So she's still blessed. She has no more conditions or items that we need to roll for, I don't think. No, she doesn't. We'll move on to Agatha. She has Enchanting Grace, her glamour spell. So we've got to test law and then flip the card. It's a spell effect, so we can use the Grotesque Compendium for +4. And that will be 9 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we get 2 successes, which is pretty pants. But I think 2 is probably better than 1. Is there anything else we can do? Just checking the other stuff. If there's a re-roll. No. No. We'll take the 2 successes. 2+. You act with grace in all of your movements, no additional effect. Then flip this card. Brilliant. Oh, I suppose we should reach the top. Resolve the effect based on your test result. Yeah. No. Cool. So, that was okay. We got away with that one. She doesn't have anything else to roll. We are looking at Carson. And Carson doesn't have anything with a reckoning on. And I believe that is it. Ooh, got away with that one. Hello again, it's me from the future. Just been doing editing and I've done it again, haven't I? I've missed off the last investigator as regards doing their conditions and things on the reckoning. And I've missed off Preston. Oh! Yes. He's got his hallucination condition and his funding. We'll do the good stuff first because he's got funding. So it's a deal. On a reckoning, if you are on a city space, you may flip this card. He's not on a city space, so that goes back because he's on Tunguska. So that was easy. However, he does have this horrible hallucinations condition. So we've got to test will. So we'll keep that 5 and that's 6. Get rid of the others. What's his will? I think it is 2. No, it's 3, so we need another one. We could do with a success. Come on. And of course we don't get a success. Ugh. Damn. No successes. This is going to be bad, isn't it? Surreal dreams. Each night you have vivid dreams of other worlds and grand adventures. As time goes on, you cannot separate dreams from reality. Draw and resolve an otherworld encounter. If the effect allows you to close the gate, close one gate of your choice. Otherwise we're lost in time and space. Then discard the card. Oh, God, we really need... He's just been doing so crap. He's just been doing so crap. I think his skeleton keys, though, will kick in. Remember, we didn't use them last during the actual what's-it phase, the encounter phase. We did get a 5. So this should still count as regards an otherworld encounter. Oh, what a faff. Right. She hadn't done this out of bloody... Right, that's upside down. Right, oh, a cut. Let's see what we get. We're going back to Yoggoth. We're always going to Yoggoth. So, come on, focus. You discover a series of large blue objects with discs attached by metal rods. You believe the MyGo transmit information using these discs to try and learn what Try and learn what you can about Yoggoth. Test law -1. So what's his law? 2. So he's going to roll 1 die. 1 die, we need a 4 or better. We've been here before, haven't we? Right. Go on. A 6, yes. Last. Blimey. Right, so we go to the pass effect. You receive a telepathic image of a way home. Close this gate. So we did close the gate. Before we carry on, we discard this card and we close 1 gate of our choice. Brilliant. So, get rid of that card. Where are the madness conditions? Here. Pop it in the middle. What gate to get rid of? Well, next up, Tokyo would be next up, because the Himalayas is actually a red sunburst gate. So we're going to get rid of Tokyo. It'll save me having to put it on a stand as well. So we've got rid of that. Shoggoth is still there though, so that's a problem. But other than that, we've actually got rid of the Tokyo gate. Yeah, we carry on with this now, don't we? So we've closed the gate. The disc begins to alter your brain. A will -1 test. So he's got 2 dice. So let's try again. And we've still got the skeleton keys. So we need a 4. 2 3s, it's a joke. Whenever I don't get a success, naturally, I get a 3 just to taunt me. Right, if we pass, we didn't pass. If you fail, the things are irreversible. Lose 1 sanity and gain a head injury. He's just gaining injuries left, right and centre. So get rid of that. So lost the sanity, didn't he? Let's just check. Yes. So his sanity is now down to 4. What a palaver. 4 and we get a head injury. Where are the injuries? Here. So I'll just do another cut. And then look for the first head injury that comes up, and it's right on the bottom. Brilliant. So head injury condition. When you perform a rest action, you cannot recover sanity. Roll 1 die on a 4, 5 or 6, discard this card. And on a reckoning we test strength. If we fail, we flip the card. We don't have to do it now because we got this essentially after the reckoning. So next time, I think, for this. So he's got a head injury now. Awesome. Oh, Preston. Well, at least he manages to do things like close the gate, but he gets something horrendous happens to him every time. So, oh, is there any way... That was a sanity loss, wasn't it? Is there any way you can stop sanity losses? No. Rugged. His rugged talent just means that he can stop health damage. Right, so that's me from the future, adding another 10 minutes onto this already long episode. And let's get back to the rest of the video. Yes, good stuff. And now we've got to a gate. No. Let's see what the gate is. The gate is Tokyo. So, that's not too bad. At least the gates are staying pretty close together. I'll put that on a stand later. A gate means a monster. So let's dig out a monster from the bottom. And we get a Shoggoth. Oh, God, Shoggoths. This isn't good, I don't think. Yeah, look at that, 4 toughness. Oh, dear me. Will test. Got to get 3 successes or you start losing sanity. Combat is -2 strength. Got to get 2 successes or you start losing health. On a reckoning, this monster recovers all its health. Ah, damn it. Poor old Tokyo. But mind you, saying that, if you're going to have a location with a nasty monster, then Tokyo is it. Yeah? Oh no, it's not, because you have to kill the monster before you can have an encounter. So it's the worst place to get a nasty monster, because you can't even have a Tokyo encounter and hopefully get rid of it. So, oh, that's appalling. I was thinking, oh yeah, not a bad place to get a monster. But, of course, we cannot do a Tokyo encounter. So that's one of our options for getting rid of it out of the window. It's a good, mind you, Preston's got his carbine rifle, so he's a bit of a tough cookie now. And Agatha, with that call, the Storm, she's pretty tough. If we can get her health up, perhaps she'll be able to take it on. Yes, not the best. Right, okay, so that's the gate. Let's read the rest of this crap card. Before your very eyes, the stars shift in the night sky. Constellations break apart and reform, shattering your previous predictions of the omens. Perplexing stars. Event. Move the omen counterclockwise by 1. So, oh no. Blue constellation. Because it goes back. And we've just got Tokyo, which is a blue constellation. Then advance doom by 1 for each gate on the game board that corresponds to the current omen. So we've lost a doom. We've got the Himalayas and we've got Tokyo. So without a 10 doom. Ah, pants. Right, so that's bad. That's bad. But that's the end of the Mythos phase. Where's the discards? They're over here. Right, so there we go. Put this back. Well, how did we go on our turn there? Not too badly. Not too badly. The corruption condition, I mean, if we keep rolling, if we keep these 3 Eldritch tokens on her, every time that flips over, she's still got 2 talent conditions that she can get rid of. I don't mind her losing her talent conditions. So that's not too bad, I don't think, for Daniela. And she did manage to get those 2 clues. We advanced the adventure. We've now got to get to space 21, which means Carson's free. He was like going to get to space 17 and try and pick up that clue, but we don't need to do that now. I think what we can do is he can travel there. He's already got a ship ticket, so yes, he could get to space 20 if he spent his ship ticket, or he could stay at 17 and try and get that clue, and then if he moves the next turn, then he can get all the way to Sydney. So mind you, no, get to space 20, that is a city space. He just gets another ship ticket, get all the way to Sydney. Oh, we'll think of something. So, yeah, we've got to get somebody to space 21 quickly anyway. Agatha, she can start moving back that way. Let's get her to Sydney. She can rest again, and then she can look to get to space 21. Daniela, where should she go? Perhaps she should go to the Himalayas. Yeah, it's a bit tricky for Preston to get there. He can go to space 19. And, yeah, he can look to get to Tokyo, I think. So we send Daniela to the Himalayas. We send Preston to Tokyo to deal with that. And Carson, yeah, the old fogies, Carson and Agatha, they can look to get to Sydney and space 21 and deal with the next part of the adventure, I think. Yeah, so let's try and keep the gates in check and the monsters, and 2 of us will 2 of our investigators will try and get to Sydney, I think. I'll have a think about that anyway, try and think about the best way to get people there and which investigators to send where. Alright, so that is the end of turn 5. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the views, the subscriptions, all the likes and the dislikes. Thank you very much. Also, the help and support that you have been giving me is awesome. Thank you very much. Anybody who's been across the board game links to upvote the site there, thanks. And very much the same to anybody who's been to BGG and the video threads there, liking, dropping Geek Gold, all that sort of thing. Thank you very much. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks very much. It is very much appreciated. And as ever, yes, if I've made an error somewhere, I probably have, probably missed something. So please let me know and I will do my best to fix it for next turn. Other than that, I think we are pretty much done here, are we not? So, all that remains is for me to say toodaloo.